Borno.
You just use this mic.
Mr. Speaker, if you are living in North Central, it is either the issue of herdsmen and farmers clashes. If you are from Northwest, it is the issue of kidnapping. If you go to Northeast to Southeast, maybe it's the issue of IPOP. South-South, environmental activists. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I quite believe that over 75% of Nigerian states are manned by the men of Nigerian army, military. In a democratic setting, we need to ask ourselves what goes wrong, whereby out of 36 states, almost 28 are occupied by military, directly or indirectly. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleague, it is high time to call a spade a spade. There are issues, there are challenges, and the leaders of this country need to wake up and do the needful. You see, we need to keep sentiment and emotion aside. Either it is my tribeman, either it is my townman, either it is my brother, we need to keep it aside. We need to address the issue of security holistically, because one of the primary objectives of a state is to protect the life and property of its citizens. Today, NUR is asserting that government should provide more security to aid workers and people in Bama and Gamborungala. But if I may ask, what is the total number of Nigerian military staff? When they are all dispatched on the street to man other crises, either in form of kidnapping, in form of herdsmen and farmers clashes, in form of quelling environmental agitation, or in any other form. And at what level are we recruiting the military or the police? Look at the number of police, Mr. Speaker. We have less than 300,000 student police manning a population of over 200 million. Then what is the total number of Nigerian military in terms of the army, air force, and navy? Mr. Speaker, there are issues and there are challenges. Just last 2 or 3 weeks, the Senate conducted a roundtable discussion or a summit with regard to challenges of security in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, you are our ears. You are the one we gave our mandate to interface with the people in the executive. There are challenges because we are representatives of our people. The 360 of us, we are representing the 774 local government of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, if you ask any one of us here, the 360 of us, there are security challenges and issues in our various constituencies. Mr. Speaker, election year is coming. It is high time we address this issue once and forever. Today, when Hassan is presenting his motion, you said last week we deliberated on the matter. I am not praying for bad things to happen. If care is not taken, next week we'll have a similar presentation with regard to challenges of security. So it is high time, Mr. Speaker, if the entire members, we gave you our mandate, interface with Mr. President, address this issue. It's not enough just to fly and pay a visit to a state, spend 5-6 hours, have a meeting with religious leaders, traditional leaders, and a governor of a state. We need to ask ourselves where the problem is and address it once and for all. This issue of kidnapping, we have been deliberating on it for the last 2 years without a way forward. The issue of herdsmen and farmers, almost 2-3 years without a way forward. Now this issue of Boko Haram, for the past 5-6 years, we have been deliberating on it and without way forward. When Hassan was making his presentation, Mr. Speaker, just last 2 weeks, I read on the pages of newspaper, they said there was arrest of the mastermind of the Benue attack. But until today, we don't know either the security are doing their job, maybe because they are yet to prosecute the man. And we didn't hear anything about that very person. Mr. Speaker, it's very dangerous if these aid workers part from Nigeria, because I'm sure the number of doctors we have cannot man the crisis-ridden Northeast. The sugar we are getting is from these aid workers. So if they decided to pack and enough is not done to address the issue, Mr. Speaker, we are going to be, the nation will be ravaged with another sort of crisis, because the crisis will emanate from that of hunger, starvation, and that of diseases, which we cannot control. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleague, for the second time, I want to urge the leadership, please, sentiment aside, we are talking of human life. We are talking, it can be me, it can be any one of you today, tomorrow. Please, Mr. Speaker, we are urging you, the leadership, the 10 of you, and the other leaders within the House, those with high ranking, with high level of thinking, please, I urge you to meet Mr. President. Find a lasting solution to this problem. We are not happy with all this visit. We are not happy with all this TV presentation. We are not happy with all this position government is making. We are winning the war. Last time they said no territory is occupied by Boko Haram in Nigeria. But just last 2 weeks, I read from an interview granted by a member of this House after the Dapchi kidnap that he said some numbers of the girls are inside one village, which is still occupied by Boko Haram terrorists. So this is to say, there are claims and counter-claims. It's only because we are not coming out to speak the truth. So it's better we speak the truth the way it is and lose our position or lose any privilege we are enjoying, so that it will be in history that when we are occupying this position, we make our case clear and the history will remember us for standing for the truth. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.